Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to study regarding the estimation of a building by long wall short wall method. So let us start now. So this is our building plan. So I'll take only one floor building, and this is the section showing the details of our building. So we have bed concrete, uncoastable masonry, coastable masonry. You can have DPC, and this is our brick masonry, right? So we'll take this as 3 meters, again slab 125 mm thick, again 0.75 meter height of what gets a parapet wall. So like last problem what we had solved, same section we can have, and these are the dimensions. These are the dimensions, and this is the schedule of openings. So here in this building, if you see, we have one hall, two bedrooms, one dining, kitchen, store, WC, and bath. So this much room, these many rooms we have. So now, with the help of this, let us try to solve the problem now, right? So first, what we do? First, we start with earthwork excavation. So let us start now. Earthwork excavation in foundation. Earthwork excavation in foundation, right? So if you see now, so what I have done is, so here in this right side view, if you see, so I have drawn the center line. So now if you see this wall thickness is what you can say, this is 300 mm. This wall thickness is 300 mm, and here we have like 200 mm thick wall, right? So therefore here different types of wall thicknesses we have in this building. You can see now all the main walls, they are somewhat thicker, and this is also like thicker wall. This is also thick, this is also thick. Only difference in thickness comes is, so we have this wall, we have this wall, this and this. So what I have highlighted, only these wall thicknesses are lesser, that is zero point 0.2. Others are like 0.3 meter thick. So what I have done is, in this right side view, if you see, I have drawn the center line diagram, right? So what I have done is that I have drawn the center line. You can see here center line I have drawn. So right side, left side, what excavation has to be done, or what different entity has to be calculated, that we can calculate. Only that width we have to substitute so as to get the answer. That width we have to substitute so as to get the answers, right? So now first let us start with earthwork excavation. So we'll start with earthwork excavation now. So earthwork excavation, I'll start with what you can say long wall. So I will take what you can say this length. I'll take what you can say this as long wall. This as long wall. That means from this till this, from this face till this face. I'll take this as long wall. This. So I'll take this as three numbers. This length will be equal to this length will be equal to this length, right? I hope you are getting this wall plus this wall plus this wall, right? All the three walls, they are of same length, so therefore I will take these walls as three numbers, right? I'll write it as three numbers. Then next, can you tell me what will be the center to center length of this wall? Center to center length of this wall. Can you tell me what will be the center to center length of this wall? Like so in the last class somewhere we had
Minus wall thickness.
someone is telling answer. Like your voice is not
Total length minus wall thickness.
So what is the total length now? In the previous it was given to us. Now here it is not given. You have to calculate and tell me. Otherwise you tell me how do you calculate?
9.9.
9 point? I am asking you center to center distance from this face till this face. Center to
Sir,
center
11
is
meter.
so one of you 11 meter, one is 9 meter. Next
10.2.
10.2 meters. Next
10.2, sir.
10.2. So two students they are telling 10.2. So let us see now how we will get 10.2, right? So either we'll start from top or bottom. We'll start calculating either from top or bottom. So let us start now. So what happens is that I have said you to do the calculation from the center now. So from the center of this wall, right? So therefore, if you take this wall thickness is 300 mm. So here if you see it is given as 300 mm, right? So center means what happens is that half. So that is 0.15, right? So this wall thickness is 0.15 plus this length. If you see what is this length, 1 meter, correct? This is 1 meter. Again this is how much? 0.2, right? This is zero point 0.2 plus then next this length is how much? 2.9 meters. 2.9 meters, right? This is 2.9 plus this is again 300, that is plus zero point 0.3, right? Then next again this is 300, 3 meters. This is plus what you can say 3 plus again this is 300, that is zero point 0.3, correct? Plus again this is 3 meters, correct? Plus again here center means I have to take half. This is 300 mm wall, center means half, that is 0.15, right? So if you add up how much you'll get all these things?
11.8.
11 point
10.8, sir.
10.8. Any other answers, guys?
11 meter.
11 meters, right? So you will be getting answer as 11 meters. So center to center length is 11 meters. If you add up you will get center to center length as 11 meters, right? Otherwise here also if you see, so this also if you go on adding I have added calculated, right? So if you go on calculating you will get answer as 11 meters, right? So we have taken what you can say center to center distance. We have taken this distance from this face till this face. We have taken this center to center distance. Now next what happens is that, so I have to take in the long wall, what we do, we are going to add. So now what has to be added? So if you see now, what is the width of excavation, that much width has to be added. That means half has to be added at top and half has to be added at bottom, right? So therefore now, so if you see now what is the width of what you can say bed concrete, so it is zero point 0.8, so therefore what happens is that, so here on this side this is the center line. Now this is the center line, so here I have to add how much? Here I have to add zero point 0.4, right? So and next is here I have to add zero point 0.4, here I have to add zero point 0.4, right? So if you are going to add up these things you will get the answer, right? 11 meter is center to center distance plus what happens is uh, 0.8 by 2 on top, zero point 0.8 by 2 on bottom. So therefore 0.8 has to be added. So therefore 11 plus zero point 0.8, right? So therefore your length will be 11.8 meters. So how many walls now? 3 walls. This is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. Why? Because they are of same length. Easily at once itself we can calculate, right? So therefore 3 numbers, right? This is regarding length. Breadth and depth easily it is visible in the figure itself, right? So in the figure if you see what is the breadth of what can say excavation, so what is the breadth of bed concrete, that much width of excavation we do, that is zero point 0.8, then next comes is depth is nothing but this is the ground level, so from here if you see depth of coastable uncoastable masonry is zero point 0.8 and depth of bed concrete it is zero point 0.2. I hope it is visible to you guys. So from here till here it is what you can say 0.8 plus zero point 0.2, therefore it is 1 meter, right? So therefore it is 1 meter, right? So if you multiply you'll be getting answer as 28.32 cubic meters, right? I hope it is clear now. I hope it is clear. So now this wall we have this what can say, this we have calculated. These three walls are over now, right? That means these three walls are over. Then next again vertical wall which is remaining, that I will try to take. So now this vertical wall is over. This is over. This is over. Next what I will do, I will take this length now. This is vertical wall which is remaining, right? This is the vertical wall which is remaining. So I'll try to take this length. I'll try to take this length, right? So I'll mark this as LW2. This as LW2, long wall 2, right? So therefore now long wall, what can say, 2. Long wall to how many numbers? One number, right? So now what is the center to center length of, what you can say, this wall now? Center to center length of this wall. I am talking about this wall now. Center to center length of this wall,
2.3.
2.3 meters. How it is 2.3? If you see, it's what you can say, this length is 2.1 meters. Clear distance is, I hope it is visible to you. Clear distance is 2.1 meters. This is 200 mm thick wall. This wall is 200 mm thick. This wall is 200 mm thick. So if you see this other wall, they are looking somewhat more thicker. You can see this outside two walls, right? They are more thicker, right? This is thinner, so therefore this is 200 mm thick. 2.1 is clear distance plus zero point 0.1 here plus zero point 0.1 at the top. So therefore center length will be 2.3 meters, right? So therefore center to center length is 2.3 meters, right? So here you can see now center to center length, this center to center length is 2.3 meters, right? So here I have to add zero point 0.4, here I have to add zero point 0.4, right? So therefore 0.8 has to be added. So therefore now this will be 0.8. 2.3 plus 0.8, it is 3.1 meters. Breadth and depth again it will remain same. So breadth is how much? 0.8. Depth is 1 meters. Right? So therefore now breadth is 0.8, depth is 1 meters. So therefore we will be getting answer as 2.48 cubic meters. Right? Then next we'll go to remain third wall now. We'll go to this wall. Right? So this wall length now, this wall, right? So if you calculate these three walls, means what happens is that all the vertical walls what you are seeing in the figure will be completed, right? So if you see, so this clear distance is how much? 1 meter. Clear distance is 1 meter, right? So therefore now if you see, this clear distance is 1 meter, clear distance is 1 meter. So now what will be center to center length now? Center to center length of this wall, I am talking about this wall. What will be center to center length?
1.25.
1.25. So how it will be 1.25? You see now 1 meter is the clear distance, correct? Plus, so 1 meter is the clear distance. Here they have given, right? So at the top, if you see, this wall thickness is 0.3 meters. So we have to take half. So therefore it is half of zero point 0.3 is 0.15, correct? Then next, this is 200 mm thick wall. This wall thickness is 200 mm. So therefore half means 0.1, 0.1, right? So 1 plus 0.25, therefore it is 1.25 meters, right? So center to center length is 1.25. So here if you see now, here I have written this length is, center to center length is 1.25, right? So 1.25 plus what has in the long wall we have to add, that is 0.8, right? So here if you see, we have taken this center to center length now. Center to center length plus this has to be added, plus this has to be added. That is 0.4, 0.8 by 2, 0.8 by 2. Alright. So that means if you take this distance, how much will be completed? This much will be completed. Right. So this much, what you can say, portion will be completed. This much, what you can say, value of excavation will be completed. Right. So therefore now, so therefore it is 1.25 plus 0.8, that is 2.05, right? Multiplied by breadth and depth, it will remain same. You remember, once if you calculate breadth and depth, so it will remain same, right? So therefore now 0.8 by 0.1 meters, we'll be getting answer as 1.64, right? 1.64. So if you see the figure now, we have completed this wall length, this wall we have completed, this we have completed, this we have completed, and next is this we have completed, and this we have completed. That means vertically what walls you are seeing, everything we have completed. Now what we'll do, this horizontal walls what you are seeing now, So that we will take it as a short wall. That we are going to take it as a short wall, right? So what I will do, I will take this as short wall 1. I will take this as short wall 1. Only this wall length I will take. This wall length I will take, right? This wall length I will take, right? So what will be this center to center length now?
3.3, sir.
3.3 meters, correct? So clear distance is 3 meters. So here 0.15 by 2, here it is 0.15 by 2, right? So therefore now 3.3 meters is the clear distance, center to center distance, right? So in the short wall what we do, we have to subtract. In the short wall what we have to do, we have to subtract, right? So I hope you are getting the concept what we are doing. So if I want to show it here on this screen, so we have taken this, what you can say, this wall we have taken, right? This wall we have taken, right? This quantity already we have calculated now. What hatching I am doing now, right? So this wall length is over. You will see this wall is over now. This wall is over, right? This wall length is over now. This totally what hatching I have done. So this much excavation quantity we have calculated now. Similarly, if you see, so this excavation quantity also we have calculated. Why? Because we have taken this total length. This is the, what you can say, this length. So from here till this face, this much, what you can say, calculation we have done. This much calculation we have done now. This much calculation what we have done, we have done this much calculation, right? Now what is required is only this portion is required for us. From, what you can say, this remaining portion from this face till this face, what green color line I have drawn, only that much portion is required for us now. So how we are doing calculation, how we are doing calculation? So what we are doing is, what we are doing is, so what we are doing is, you see now, what we are doing is, so here we know center to center distance. We know center to center distance, that is 3.3, right? So minus of this has to be subtracted. This half portion has to be subtracted on left side. Similarly, half portion has to be subtracted on the right side. Half portion has to be subtracted on the right side, right? 3.3 is the center to center distance minus width of, what you can say, item. So here minus 0.4 by 2, here minus 0.4 by 2. So if you subtract that, so this much, what you can say, length you are going to get. This much length you are going to get. So which is required for us, which is required for us, right? So therefore now 3.3 minus of 0.8, right? So we will be getting length as 2.5 meters. 2.5 meters. Breadth and depth, it will remain same, no problem, right? Then next, if you see this wall length, this and this, right? So they are of same length, right? So therefore I can take it as 5 numbers. I can take it as 5 numbers, right? So therefore now I'll take it as 5 numbers, correct? So this is over now. Next we'll go to this wall now. Next we'll go to this wall, second wall. I'll take this as short wall number 2. Short wall number 2. This I had taken it as SW1. I'll take this as short wall 2. Right? Again we'll take center to center distance. Center to center distance. Clear distance is 2.7 meters. Right? Center to center distance will be this. So this will be, center to center distance will be 3 meters. Why? Because 0.15 by 2 plus 0.15 by 2. So therefore center to center distance will be 3 meters, right? So here what I have to do, center to center distance in this portion, this portion. But here what I have to do, this much portion has to be subtracted now. This much portion has to be subtracted here, and this much portion has to be subtracted, what you can say, on left side, right? So 3 meters minus of 0.4, 0.8 by 2 minus of 0.8 by 2, right? So therefore here we will be writing it as 3.3 center to center distance minus of, what you can say, no, not this. So the 3 meter is center to center distance minus of 0.4 by 2, 0.4 by 2, it is minus 0.8. So therefore we will be getting length as 2.2. Breadth and depth will remain same. Then next what I will do is, this wall and this wall, if you take, they are of same length. This and this wall, they are of same length, right? So therefore I'll take this wall and this wall, right? So if you see now, these horizontal walls what we are seeing in the figure, all these walls we have completed. These walls we have completed as short wall number 2, right? Short wall number 2 we have completed now, right? Then next we'll go to short wall number 3. what I will do is I will take this as short wall number 3. I'll take this as short wall number 3. Again, center to center length of this now. What will be center to center length of this wall now? Guys, what will be center to center length of this wall? I will ask. Uh, so last time where we had stopped, I don't know. Like someone, I think up to Akshita we had stopped. Amok will tell this answer now. What will be center to center length of this wall? Amok, can you answer?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
1.75.
1.75. So how we are getting 1.75? Can you elaborate?
1.5
1.5
plus 0.1 plus 0.15.
plus zero point 0.1, very good, plus 0.15, right? So what he is telling is, so 1.5 x direction already they have given the dimension, clear dimension. So here as it is 0.2 meter thick, so therefore it is 0.2 by 2, it is 0.1, right? And here it is 0.3 meters thick, so therefore it is half is 0.15, right? So therefore center to center length is 1.75, right? So 1.75 center to center length, right? So here what I have to do, here I have to subtract now. So if you see now, we have calculated this center line to this center line to center line, right? But this has to be subtracted and this has to be subtracted, right? So therefore minus 0.4 by 2, zero point 0.4 by 2, minus of 0.8, so therefore it is 1.95. Breadth and depth it will remain same, so you'll be getting the answer, right? So here what happens is one mistake I had done, right? So this what you can say, this if you take, so this is how much, 1.75 minus of zero point 0.8, right? So you'll be getting answer as 0.15. Short wall 3 I have taken it as one number, right? I have taken it as one number, right? So now this is over, right? Then next comes is we have to take this. So now we have to take this, right? We have to take this, right? So this already we have done, this wall length already we have calculated, this wall already we have calculated up to this much portion, this much portion already we have calculated, so this portion already we have calculated. Now only remaining is what you can say, this, only remaining is this portion, only remaining is this wall length now, right? So for this already we have taken the width, for this already we have taken the width, so therefore only this remaining portion I will take, only this remaining portion I will take now, only this remaining portion I will take, I will try to take this, right? So therefore this clear distance is 1 meter plus 0.15 plus 0.1, so 1.25, so 1.25 center to center, so this has to be subtracted here and this has to be subtracted here, so 1.25 center to center distance minus of what you can say, zero point 0.8, right? So therefore now if you see, we will be getting as 1.25 minus of 0.8, so we'll be getting answer as 0.45, right? So 0.8 by 1 meters, so we'll be getting answer as 0.36 cubic meters, right? So what we have done, this we had taken it as short wall 1, these two walls we have taken as short wall 2, this we have taken it as short wall number 3, and this we have taken it as short wall number 4, right? Similarly what we have done, this we had taken it as long wall 1, right? So these three walls are over, only remaining was this is long wall 2 and this is long wall 3, right? So in this way if you see, we have completed all the walls, we have completed all the walls, correct? So this is the final, what you can say, if you sum up you'll be getting answer. So this is 47 point, what you can say, 08 cubic meters, this much what you can say cubic meters of excavation has to be done, this much what you can say amount of excavation has to be done, right? I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts you can ask me, right? If you have any doubts regarding this you can ask me, right? So here directly I have drawn the center line length itself easily, by seeing this easily we can do the calculation, no problem. But in the exams and all you will not be getting this idea, so by seeing this figure itself you have to do the calculation, right? I hope it is clear, right? Then next comes is we will go to what you can say below the ground level. What we have done, we have done the excavation. Below the ground level, we have done the excavation. Excavation is over. Then next, what we do is we are going to lay this bed concrete. We are going to lay this bed concrete, right? So this bed concrete is like what you can say width is 0.8. So as width is same, what you can say width of excavation as well as width of the bed concrete, it is same. So therefore length will also remain same. Only what will be the change now? So if you see depth of the bed concrete, we have to do it as 0.2, right? So whereas depth of excavation was 1 meter, only that will be the change, only that will be the change, right? So here if you see now, again same thing what we had calculated, long wall 3 numbers, that means this wall and this wall 3 numbers, correct? So center to center length already we had calculated 11 meters, correct? 11 meters, right? In the long wall we are going to add point 4 by 2 point 4 point 0.8 by 2 point 0.8 by 2, that is 0.8, right? So therefore it is 11.8. Breadth will also remain same, breadth will also remain same. If you see now, breadth of what you can say excavation and breadth of bed concrete, it is same. So therefore length will remain same, this you can remember, length will remain same, this will also remain same. So breadth already we have, that is 0.8. Then next is we'll write it as pointed, only there will be change, that is depth is going to change, only depth is going to change. So as you see the what you can say depth of what you can say bed concrete is 0.2 meters, 0.2 meters, right? So therefore it is 0.2 meters. So if you compare what you can say your excavation calculation, so this part will remain same, this part will remain same as it is, each and everything will remain same. So if you want, I'll show you, right? So this is earthwork excavation, 3 numbers 11.8 0.8, right? So this depth was 1 meter, only here what happens that depth will become 0.2 meters, 3 numbers 11.8 0.8. So instead of 1 meter, only this is going to change, this data is going to change. Instead of what you can say 1 meter, this depth will become 0.2 meters. If you do copy and paste, you'll get the answer, right? Only if you do instead of 1 meter, if you do 0.2 meters, we will be getting this values. So if you sum up, you will be getting answer as 9.42 cubic meters, 9.42 cubic meters. Compared to excavation, what is going to change in the bed concrete? Only this depth is going to change, right? This thing will remain same, this thing will remain same. Why this will remain same now? Once again I'll repeat, as the width of the bed concrete as well as width of the what you can say excavation, right, is same. So therefore in the length what happens that calculations will remain same, right? How we are doing calculation? We are doing center to center distance plus width of the item we are doing. As this width remains same, so therefore this length will remain same, these lengths will remain same, right? So therefore only changes depth. If you change that depth, you'll get the answer, you'll get the quantity, all the quantity. If you multiply, you'll be getting answer as 9.42 cubic meters, right? I hope it is clear. Then next we'll go to third item now. We'll go to third item now. This is over. So now I'll take this as what you can say coast rubble masonry. I'll uncoast rubble masonry. I'll take this as uncoast rubble masonry. So if you see the width of what you can say this uncoast rubble masonry, I hope it is clear now. It is visible. It is zero point 0.5 is the width and zero point 0.8 meters is the depth. 0.5 is the width and 0.8 meters is the depth. Again what we do, we are going to calculate the center to center length plus width of the item, width of the item in the long wall, that is plus 0.5 we do. In the short wall we are going to subtract, right, minus 0.5. In the long wall we are going to add, in the short wall we are going to subtract, right? So again we'll start with uncoast rubble masonry in cement mortar 1 is to 6, 1 is to 6, right? Again we'll start with long wall 1. So this is long wall 1 2 3 numbers, right? 3 numbers. Now center to center distance again. Center to center distance already you know, that is 11 meters. Just now you had said earlier, right? Center to center distance if you take, this is 11 meters. Now here what width has to be added? Width of the item. Width of the item, right? Width of the item has to be added. So now what we are calculating? We are calculating uncoast rubble masonry. Width of the item is 0.5, right? So therefore now point what you can say what you can say here, if you see 0.5 by 2 on top, 0.5 by 2 on the bottom, right? So therefore it is 0.5 itself. So 11 plus 0.5, so you'll be getting length as 11.5. Next comes is breadth and depth. Breadth and depth already it is given now. 0.5 is the breadth, depth is 0.8 meters. Depth is 0.8 meters, right? Breadth is 0.5, depth is 0.8. If you multiply, you'll be getting the answer, right? Next we'll go to this wall is over, this wall is over, this wall is over. Next we'll go to this, what you can say, these vertical walls are over. Now next we'll go to this wall now, right? So again you have to calculate this, right? So if you see the previous calculation, if you see the previous calculation, already you had said me this length, center to center length, already you had said me, right? Already you had said me this center to center length, right? Only thing is that in the long wall, if you see, these are the long walls. In the long walls we have to add, in the short walls we have to subtract. What has to be subtracted? What you can say, width of the item, width of the item. As the width of the item is 0.5, so same thing we are going to add here 0.5 here. So 2 point, what you can say, 3 is center to center distance plus 0.5, right? 2.3 plus 0.5, it will be 2.8. This will be 2.8, 2.8 by 0.5 by 0.8. Then next comes is this wall length, right? So therefore this wall length is 1.25, right? 1.25 plus zero point 0.5, that is 1.75, this number, right? So if you do calculation, this will be over. Then next we'll come to the short wall. Again same thing, center to center distance, center to center distance of, what you can say, this short wall number 1, it is 3.3. So in the short wall I have to subtract. So this is the center to center length, so here I have to subtract and here I have to subtract, right? So how much you have to subtract? Zero point 0.4 and 0.4, right? So therefore this is 3.3 minus of, what you can say, not 0.4, 0.5 I have to subtract. As the width of item is 0.5, you have to subtract 0.5, right? It will be 2.8. Again 5 numbers. If you compare it with the previous calculation, if you compare it with the previous calculation, this will remain same. This is directly given in the figure, right? That is, you can see now, 0.5 is the breadth, 0.8 is the depth. 0.5 is the breadth, 0.8 is the depth, right? Then next, only these, what you can say, these lengths they are changing, these lengths they are changing. So now how it is changing, that also I'll simplify, right? So already if you see, these calculations already you had said me, these calculations already you had said me, right? In the previous time, in the excavation, we had taken zero point 0.8. So instead of this 0.8, what happens is that this will be, what you can say, 0.5. Instead of this 0.8, this will be 0.5, right? Only that is the change, right? Only that is the change, right? So this is not 0.8, this is 0.5, right? So that mistake I done, corrected, right? So instead of 0.8, if you do it as 0.5, you will be getting these answers, you will be getting these answers, right? So you'll be getting this lengths, right? Once when you get this length, this breadth and depth, what happens is that easily you will be able to get, easily you will be able to get, right? So you'll be getting these answers, you'll be getting these answers, right? So finally if you add up, you'll get answer as 24.02 cubic meters, right? Then next, what you can say, coast trouble masonry, we'll go to coast trouble masonry, right? So now in the coast trouble masonry now, so what happens is that this is the coast trouble masonry. So instead of zero point 0.5 now, this is zero point 0.4, width is zero point 0.4, depth is, we can say, zero point 0.4, depth is zero point 0.4, right? So instead of that previous calculation, what happens is that, so instead of in the previous calculation, if you see here, we are taken it as zero point 0.5, here we are taken it as zero point 0.5. Now instead of that zero point 0.5, we are going to substitute it as zero point 0.4, we are going to substitute it as a zero point 0.4. Why? Because our width of the item is zero point 0.4 now, right? So this will remain same, this will remain same, these numbers will also remain same. This breadth and depth already it is being given in the figure itself, this breadth and depth already it is being given in the figure itself, that is zero point 0.4 is here, zero point 0.4 is here, breadth and depth, right? So this is given and this is given, only this is going to change, only this data is going to change. So how it has to be calculated? So that is also very simple. this already calculation you had said me earlier, also, right? Only instead of 0.5 this will become zero point 0.4. Instead of 0.5 it will become zero point 0.4. If you substitute same thing, you'll be getting the answer, right? So if you take now 11 plus zero point 0.4, this is 11.4. 2.3, that is center to center distance, right? This is 2.3 now, right? Plus zero point 0.4, you'll get 2.7. Then next this wall 1.25 plus zero point 0.4, right? You'll be getting 1.65. Short wall now, again this wall, right? So 3.3 center to center distance, right? 3.3 center to center distance minus zero point 0.4, as it is a short wall, that is 2.9. So these are five numbers, right? I hope like we are getting the idea what we are doing, right? So if you go on doing, if you are going to change this data, you'll be getting these values, right? So if you do further calculation, you'll be getting answer as 9.67 cubic meters, right? I hope it is clear, right? Then next I'll within 2 minutes I'll complete this DPC now. So if you see next, what you can say step is DPC, that is dam proofing course we have, DPC, right? So now dam proofing course and coast rubble masonry, if you see dam proofing course and coast rubble masonry, so width of the DPC as well as this width of CRM it is same, so therefore length will remain same, only change will be depth, right? That means in the CRM what I have written, in the coast rubble masonry what happens is that this data what I have written, it will remain same, right? DPC, this much data will remain same, only depth is going to change, right? Depth is going to change, right? What's the depth now? Depth is 0.15, right? So instead of what you can say previous thing zero point 0.4, if you write 0.15, we will be getting the answer, we will be getting these answers, right? So therefore total quantity will be 3.63 cubic meters, right?